Okay. Well, hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Malika checking in with another episode of From the Block podcast. Woo, how we feeling? We good? We Gucci? We straight? That's amazing. Okay, so as you can see, solo dolo today. And we're going to be talking about a pretty interesting topic. So, I was thinking about this one day. I was really in the shower. I had a whole conversation with myself, and I was like, you know what? I could definitely talk about this on the show. Okay, so today's episode, right? Being equally yoked. What does that mean? Which off topic, but we gonna get into it later. I feel like when y'all hear the definition of things, you take it at a you take it at face value. And I really do believe that with words, well, let me not even say with words, just with reading in general and comprehension, I truly believe that we're not meant to look at a lot of things from a non one dimensional points of view. Like I think a lot of things have a lot of nuance attached to it. And once you fully understand that, I feel like you'll just understand the way how the world works. And I just feel like life will be a lot easier. So the term equally yoked. So many of us have heard that term, and some of us know the definition. Some of us have, like we've heard it, but we don't really know what that means, right? Okay, so in the Bible, right, that's where many people first hear the term, and we see that in Second Corinthians, chapter 6, verses 14 through 18. And just like a quick summary too, there's also like a Webster's dictionary definition of the term as well. But basically, right, just to like summarize it, it basically means being joined um as the same. So it's like you see two people, right? And they're just like they're not too different, if that makes sense. So when I say joined as the same, they're basically like two peas in a pod. Like they're yolk, because it's kind of hard to separate, two yolks once they're together. Hopefully that makes sense. But let me dive a little deeper. So when we hear the term equally yoked, and we hear the term, right, joined within the same, I think people hear that and they think, okay, the person that I'm with, whether like romantic wise or friendship wise, business wise or whatever, we're practically the same. So yeah, like we've been through some stuff, but we're practically the same. So we can excuse behavior, we can look past certain stuff, because we're equally yoked. Or this thing with my generation, especially if when we talk about like scamming and stuff like that. um I don't know, like if you notice, like a lot of scammers, what they say, right? They need to be on the same level as me. See, that's another way to like kind of think of like being equally yoked. We need to be on the same level. If they're beneath me, like I'm not gonna talk to them. Okay, I have to be with people who think the same as me, who do similar things as me. Da 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 da. See, here's the thing: we take that, but you take it at face value so much that you tend to like turn a blind eye are really important things that you need to pay attention to. So let's take friendships for example. We'll do friendships and relationships, business relationships too. So just connecting with people. Let's say if your friend, right, um doesn't make as much money as you, or your partner doesn't make as much money as you, then some people, right, they would take the term equally yoked at face value, and they would say, wow, why would I be around them? I'm going up the ladder, right? My money's increasing, their money is still stagnant or it's decreasing. Now, remember when I said not to look at things from a non one dimensional points of view? So, as simpler terms, please view things on a non surface level. I say, right, that when you're with someone, right, no matter in what type of setting, when we say it needs to be equal, I'm not necessarily even talking about like financial, equalness, or even like, I don't know, like political equalness, things of that nature. But more so, right, if that person has the same hustle and drive as you, that's an example of being equally yoked, right? Or let's say if that person, they may not be able to show up for you in a particular way, such as they may not be able to make your birthday dinner or whatever, but they know that you like, they know your favorite candy, or they know like another activity, and they're like, hey, like I planned this, right? That's an example of someone being equally yoked, because they share similar values, they share similar like interest, right? Now, I think also when we hear that term and we think like, okay, this is my person, like I don't want to let them go, like, we're vibing, we've been through this, da 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 da. It can make us turn a blind eye to very peculiar behavior patterns that that person has, done in the past or continue to do. So remember how I said in previous episodes that let's not confuse loyalty with stupidity. So when you're rocking with somebody, right? And they start to basically show really peculiar behavior patterns. Don't use the phrase equally yoked, this is my person, we rocking, God sent me that person, as an excuse to turn a blind eye to nonsense. So just to like further elaborate, I know sometimes people would say that this person has done this for me in the past, and because they've done this for me in the past, I'm basically like embedded to, being with them. Like, and when I say that, like I'm basically, you know, like yeah, they have their shady ways, and yeah, like, they've, done certain things, but hey, we locked in, so it's all good. And no, it's not, okay? Like it's okay to call people out, it's okay to part ways. It's okay to, not practice this like foolish loyalty. Or oh my god, this is another thing too. You know how people will say, right? Just going back to this whole like equally yoked narrative that I've been talking about for the past like 10 minutes. They'll say, right, it's important for you to be equally yoked with the person that you're trying to get into business with or a relationship with, and other things, right? So we'll see somebody and we're like, wow, that person has money, that person has some type of influence, I want to be next to that person. And we're so focused on the, let's level up, let's level up, let's level up, that while we're so busy focusing on the end goal, and we're focusing on the big things that this person has done, we're literally turning a blind eye to the foolishness to that person is, has done in the past and continues to do, right, in present time. We're turning a blind eye to the way how this person treats us as if we're nothing because we're not on the same quote unquote level as them. Yeah, just because you're not on the same level as someone, and mind you, like I'm doing this, air quotes for a reason, because that does not give them the right to treat you as if you're nothing, or right, let's say if you're not on the same level, but then once you do come up on some like money and clout and they're like, hey, what's going on? No, that's you don't they're not your equal. You don't celebrate with those people, okay? Because let me tell you something, just because your finances aren't where they need to be, or just because you're still starting out in any type of industry, doesn't matter what it is, tech, entrepreneurship, finances, whatever, right? Just because you don't have certain things, right, that doesn't give leeway for people who are a little bit more advanced than you to treat you and disregard you as if you're nothing, so when I go back to being equally yoked with someone, what drive does that person have? See, typically, right, when we look about how compatible we are with people, and this goes beyond romantic, right, this goes beyond romantic compatibility, we need to look beyond the surface level, because typically the things that are going to connect you with that person, and typically that's how you can tell if they're a good person or not, is going to be internal. What are the things that you can't see? Because whatever you can see on the outside, when I say that's the bare minimum, and I know it's eye catching, because like I said, like, okay, you leaving the club, what's going to entice you more? Someone driving the Ferrari or someone driving the hoopty? Yeah, I know, I get it. But, right, you really need to look at people on a non-surface level, and you really need to pay attention, because although the concept of being equally yoked is it's a really great concept, like I feel like everyone should follow it, we cannot look at it from a non-surface level. So when you look at your compatibility with people, when you look at the people that you want to be around, what traits, what internal characteristics do that person or do these group of people have that you can match with? Because I can guarantee you, if you're around anyone, right, and you're just starting out and they're treating you like crap, and you feel like that's okay, all I have to do is just make more money and get on their level, and then we can be equal, you're going about it the wrong way. Or let's say you have history with this one particular person and they've done this particular thing for you, right? And you think like, yeah, like they've helped me, right? They were, watching me and, gave me advice and, did this particular thing for me. And, now, but at the same time too, during that time period, they would also like berate me, make me feel as if I was small, and they still kind of do that now a little bit. But because they've helped me a lot in the past, it's okay. No, that's not okay. That's not being equally yoked. Loyalty and being equally yoked, that doesn't, that, like, well, look, pause. Remember I said that loyalty is subjective, right? A couple episodes. Okay, yeah, don't loyalty and being equally yoked, sometimes they can go hand in hand, sometimes they cannot. And in the event that they don't go hand in hand, that is perfectly fine, okay? So, yeah, with that being said, right? It's okay. You will find people. I promise you, you will find people who like you for you, and you can be your authentic self. You don't have to, cut off a whole bunch of people. Well, sometimes you do have to cut off people to make it to the next level, but other times, right, you can keep the people around you. It's just, up to you to use your discernment in terms of who do I see internally that has a great drive? Who do I see internally that is working every day? Like, let me tell you something. Just like how I mentioned earlier, if you are in a position to where you have, come up on a lot of money, you've, come up on a lot of great opportunities, and your friend, right? They are not in that position, but you see them working literally every single day. Like, you guys have similar work ethics. That is perfectly fine. Okay. You don't have to, go to the extreme of cutting people off because you're like, I'm making money. Now I need to be around people who are exactly making money. Because let me tell you something, well-known secret, and if you don't know, here I am to tell you. A lot of folks, right, in those particular positions where they have, some clout, where their bank accounts are, you know, on full and not on E. Not all, but good majority are not like the best people, and sometimes they don't necessarily give the best advice. So now you're feeling like, now, to really integrate into that circle, I have to adopt their characteristics because, yeah, equally yoked. I gotta do what the mother folks is doing. No, it's okay. You can be your own person. You'll be okay. I promise. So yeah. With that being said, of course, as always, be yourself. But two, when you're looking for people to be around, and again, this goes for any type of setting, romantic, business, friendship, family, whatever it is, right? Whatever setting where you're going to need people around you, right? Look internally to see what behaviors they do. Look internally to see what type of characteristics they have, right? You don't have to be a prisoner of the past just because someone did something for you back in 2008, right, or back in 2013. You don't have to be so loyal to the point where it's blinding, which, I've talked about that before. And also too, like, you know see what other type of internal characteristics they have that match yours, and that's how, right, if you have really good people around you. So yeah, this is my, little talk, right, about being equally yoked. So yeah, find yourself some good people, and don't don't confuse loyalty with stupidity, with being stupid. So yeah, that's it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, okay, bye.